This is Mike from Random Acts of Making Stuff, and what I have in my shop that I'm putting together is a multi-outlet vacuum system. So for each item we have to have a gate valve so we can close it off. Well, I got these gate valves, or blast valves is what they're also called, and to isolate each one, and I've got 4 different items on the line plus an overhead ceiling pipe run. The problem is these things leak like a sieve. There's a big gap down here, there's gaps on the inside, and there's a big gap right here. So this thing slides open and closed easy enough. You have to lock it in, but when it's closed, it's leaking in vacuum, sucking in air through all these things. And when it's the last one in line, when you get to the vacuum, there's very little vacuum left over. It's sucking in so much air. So just wanted to show you what I'm going to do to help alleviate that, because I don't want to replace all of these valves right now. I've already bought them, they're mine, I can do what I want with them. So first thing, take this apart. Find my screwdriver, here it is. Alright, now that I got the screws out, you can see there's nothing to it, just a channel molded in there, and this little gate, got this little nipple on it, dimple, to keep it from pulling completely out when it's together, screwed together. But this is really sloppy. So my idea is to fill this in with something. So I've just got some plastic. This is actually a leftover piece of a milk carton that I'm going to actually just put on here and glue it on with some liquid nails on each side. Or just to see what happens, I've got a piece of cardboard just to fill this in too. Since there's no heat, flame, or anything, I can pretty much use whatever material I want. So for right now, I'm going to use one piece of plastic and one piece of cardboard, cut them out the shape of this, and just fit it in here to see how this happens to slide on there. Alright, for my first test, I cut one piece of plastic. I made provisions for the little dimple that's right here. I just tapped it with a screwdriver and made one piece out of cardboard. The thicknesses are very close to the cardboard to the plastic, but I can see just by holding this together right now without putting any screws on it and just pushing down, the cardboard doesn't want to slide very easy at all. Matter of fact, it seems to wedge itself in there and difficult to slide. So next step is to actually cut another one of these out of this plastic. So the idea is this plastic will slide across the aluminum a lot easier than the cardboard will. So I'm going to cut another one of these out of plastic, and I'm using just an old gallon tea container to get the plastic. Okay, I've cut one out of the tea container, and holding this together, this thing is still very, very tight to try to get that gate open and close. What I noticed is my milk carton thickness is about half of what this tea container is. So this plastic is too thick to use with this. So I thought maybe I just use one piece to see if that works. And it seems like it does. It slides open and close. I still have to glue this on there, otherwise I can't get it to slide. So, alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece of plastic, label side down, label will give it a little more bitey surface, to this gate, and put some weight on it, let the glue set, and then we'll be back. Okay, here's the results of trying one piece of plastic from the tea container, kind of glued on there, so does that. Alright, what happens is, when I kind of simulate this thing screwed back together, this is still really stiff. And I think if I got the screws on there, this might even be pinched in there way too tight. So, I'm going to pull this off, go get another piece of milk carton, which is thinner and flexier, and glue that on to both sides, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, you can see the metal's getting pretty scratched up from this too. So I'm going to use 2 pieces of plastic milk carton and glue it to it. Then I'll be back. Alright, before I glue, I have my second piece of milk carton cut out. Before I glue all this stuff together, I'm just going to do my quick push it test. Oh, okay. I can tell now this works better. Slides a lot easier. Now, the downside is that's not going to seal as much, but it certainly seals a lot better than nothing on here with this thing flopping around. So, alright, I'm going to glue these on here and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, I doubt the glue's set up completely, but let's do a quick look at it. Alright, we got that on there, we got that. My quick test seemed to work. It's a little stiff. I can still certainly slide it in and out. Alright, let's put the screws on it and see how bad this is. Okay, got the screws in, and I can still open it and close it. I really don't even think we need this little locking screw in the back, but just so I don't lose it, I'm going to put it in there. So yeah, it opens and closes. It doesn't fall now for sure. So I think that worked pretty good. However, we still have a big gap down here and what's left of the gap up here. So I think what I'm going to do is put some duct tape, especially if this is open. You got a big gap right in here. So I'm going to cover this outside edge, at least 3 edges, with duct tape. And I'll show you what I got after I get that on there. Alright, that's the bottom edge. Now I'm going to do the same thing to these 2 side edges. So I'll be back. Ain't that the prettiest thing you ever seen? Got all the edges sealed up with duct tape. Got my valve now that will not shut by itself very much. And I can still move it. So I think this is a vast improvement over the original, whoever came up with this. So alright, I got a few more to do, then I'll show you the rest of the vacuum system. Alright, thanks, and if you like these videos, I'm going to keep doing them anyway, whether you like it or not. So, thumbs up, subscribe. Thanks folks, bye.